try it again, everybody. Full disclosure, this is the third attempt I've had to play this game on this channel. I actually started it the first week of October, and then I realized, you know what, there's ways I can mess up here, so yeah, I'm going to delete that. I didn't even realize that. There's ways I could have messed up, so here we go. We're going to play Hooked on You. I don't know if you're aware of this. I'm a big fan of Dead by Daylight. I've been playing it since 2018. I don't know if you can tell by the way I'm going to react in this video, but my main is Spirit. And yes, that's the one we're going for. Because, yes, delete. I played it for 20 minutes before. Are you going to delete still? Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. There we go. Sorry, everybody, I'm dealing with a sick sore throat. Sick as in cool or sick as in I'm sick? I don't know yet. Beach Boys, great American music. There we go. You wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging in the inside of your throat, as if you'd nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from, or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. That's actually coming from me. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? Need a minute, or can I go on? Because I can give you a minute. We got plenty of time. Endless time, really. An eternity, if you catch my drift. Well, not now, Ocean. Sorry, Doki. May I continue? Please, go on. Okay, then, as I was... As I was saying, look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. Ooh. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit, a stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. The screen makes it look like it's, Doctor, but yeah, nobody likes Doctor. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who's behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? Dig up that face. You brush the sand away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. There's no body, just this head. As you pick it up, flakes of skin fall to the ground. The jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rotting tongue of the poor dead soul. Getting your hands dirty, I see. I like that. You're a take-charge type. You examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. The sun beats down on you, drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they're empty. Plenty of room for a gold coin, you suppose, and so you deposit it. Well, that's a nice coin you got there. What if you were to spend it right now? Why not? Why not? I gotta think of a good Dwight voice. I could do Prince for having a Q. Well, hello there. I'm Dwight. And I'm Claudette. We'll take that. Claudette quickly relieves you of your gold coin and tosses it to Dwight, who bites down on it like an old-timey prospector before handing it back to her. And this is for you. Nice. Claudette presents you with a tropical drink. When you take a sip, you find that it's incredible. Money well spent in your estimation. But you gotta ask, could somebody maybe design the next one of these things to be, these dating sims to be all-inclusive? It really takes some of the fun out of a fantasy vacation to be watching your wallet the entire time. Oh, believe me, I know. Thank them for the delicious drink. Thanks for the drink, it's quite delicious. You're welcome. Oh, look, they like me now. Did somebody just thank us? Go with it, Dwight. It's normal to be thanked for doing a good job. Trust me on this one. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situations. You feel something soft bump into your foot. When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down, frozen. A voice calls from behind you. Oh, Huntress. Hey, little help, please. I can't do German or Russian. Excuse me, she's Russian. You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Four gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers, I don't know. Not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they're putting out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once that you're completely paralyzed. Hello? There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at this monstrous lineup of, well, literal monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. What do? Toss it back. You bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. When you give the ball a toss, it arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in Huntress's hands. Not bad, stranger. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look her up and down and consider what it might be like being held by those strong arms. Warm, perhaps, maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay. It's natural. Try hard much? Blech. They're speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're entranced. When you snap out of it, you realize everyone has gone back to the volleyball court. Excuse me. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion on their private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the time, damn, they're looking very appealing in their own way. Nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Doki. You were made for this. Geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. Excuse me. It seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best just to go with what Trapper says when he says it. That's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you seem more interesting than a game. Than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? That was Wraith. That sign means he's done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. I don't care why the slack-jawed moron's here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey Doki, you might want to, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. It's a timed quiz. It will be very important later. Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one. I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Personally, I say I'm average. Excuse me. Pretty average, I think. Just another face in the crowd, another normal, meaningless life in an endless cycle. I think you're cute myself, like a chipmunk or a crazy bear or a grizzly bear. What should I do for Wraith? He's super nice. Make him Canadian. Here we go. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? Flight. Flight for sure. Technically, I suppose I can fly. Honestly, it's not all it's cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What was your best subject in school? Me, again, history. History? Nice. It's important to know what came before so that we are not doomed to repeat humanity's mistakes. I mean, we always will, but still. What's your favorite animal? I don't know what that is. I only have one dog, and I have 9 cats, so cat. Definitely a cat. What? Why is everyone looking at me? You think just because I'm the typical cute goth girl I have some specific love of all things cats, and more specifically black cats? Well, I do, but you all can go to hell anyway. What's your favorite color? Canadian. Blue. Blue. Blue isn't good for productivity. It makes people want to be lazy. What's your dream job? Not working at all. But you get to do what we really want. Why work at all? It takes a lot of courage to break free from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Or only she could spin laziness into some kind of grand crusade. These damn millennials. Best flavor of ice cream. Vanilla. Vanilla? My favorite flavor is pain. Same here. Mine's vanilla. Swirl with pain. That made it more Australian. I'll just go with that, Australian. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor ever conceived myself. But enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, this reminds me. I am right, always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip. We are teaching lessons now, narrator, you rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Mint and chip. Best flavor is mint chip. So obedient. I think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit in my limo in a handicapped spot. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loud, big, dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time. But the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations. Life is nothing but suffering. Society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to just choose not to take part. Jesus, like she's downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh no, wait, I'm remembering Spirit's story now. And that's almost exactly what happened. This one. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's lots of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Yeah, really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. The first time ever I agree with Wraith. Let's move on. Otherwise, well, they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. Done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with the meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's a massive boat dock nearby, in the handicap spot. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. Now I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth. Why it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. About hanging by the pool. I find the water calming. Simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? What about our volleyball game? There you go. We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? There's a perfectly good lounge right there. I don't know how I'm gonna get this hunter's voice down eventually. I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired. Besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Lounge. You're great to relax at the lounge. For a second, lounge. To kick up your feet, look out over the ocean, and relax on your own terms. Who would want anything else? Dry, comfortable, enjoying a cool drink on a hot day. It's the best. I mean, what kind of fool, what kind of monster, what kind of mask-wearing psychopath would finally be granted a break from the constant grind of chasing and fighting to get ahead, and then exert themselves in, quite frankly, any way whatsoever? Why am I the alone who gets it? It's time to stop living by their rules. I won't do it any longer. Yeah, we should probably give her a second to calm down. Hold on. For just one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. Dun dun dun. None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall herefore refer to them as survivors with a capital S. These two have worked here a long time. So very long, I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry. Anyway, I should probably get Dwight and Claudette to their mandated jobs. Let them do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort you to the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible. Don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. Most you can do is help us get off the side. Dwight. Yes, pardon me. Please follow us. Hey, narrator? Yes, something I can help you with? Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape them? Oh, no. I think you're mistaken. It seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. All right, that. Yes, it's true, he was. But he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway. A couple miles south of here. It has much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. Time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter. Mostly. When I agree with them. Not like that other island. So what'll it be? Lounge. Going for spirit, as you know, guys. Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. This is hard. Sorry, I'm not very feminine voice. I'm non-binary, but my voice isn't very feminine. Spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. I don't know whose idea volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everybody already knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everyone by not giving a crap, and when that didn't work, I tried whining, and when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on this island. But it turns out I'm not the first person to toss those kind of threats around on this island. So thanks for getting it called off. We're threatening to kill each other again? Now it's Dwight who takes a conspiratorial tone. His eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please just make it quick. Is that what you'll be saying when we get behind the bar to make... That's what we'll be saying when we get behind the bar to make the drink of your dreams. Ah! Hilarious, right, Dwight? Yeah, right. So what'll you be having? Well, I don't drink in real life, so... I didn't come here to party. I'm just here to make the best of a very strange situation. I don't know, how about a daiquiri? I know how to make that. Let's get the liquor. Hollow Mind Virgin. Trapper Snickers at your choice words. Trapper Snickers at your choice of words. Sorry. Sure you will, kid. You know what, dude? I don't like you. You're a jerk. You got that stupid old-timey Bioshock Infinite-looking singlet on, too. Don't mind him. We don't need to soak ourselves in booze just to please someone else's expectations. If you ask me, there's enough spirits here already. Besides, alcohol just numbs you to the painful reality of the world. I choose to face them head on. You'd never do something like, I don't know, hide from it all behind the world's largest hat or anything. Please allow me to ignore any fashion advice from the man wearing a doll's face as a mask. Not a doll's face, jerk. Since we fulfilled your requests, it's time for you to return the favor. Should have known there was a catch. Icebreaker time. I swear, had I known they'd pull this kind of faux-enthusiastic community-building crap, I'd have suggested we attempt to walk the lowest point of the ocean before I even ever set foot near this bar. You don't think that could be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind. I hate it. It sucks, but it could be fun. It could be fine. Oh, whatever you say. Anyone else see my hat? I've literally never seen him in a hat. We must make small talk. I'm at least picking a topic before we end up being forced to do some lame improv game that nerds learn at their non-sports after-school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no... Okay, I think I said this when I tried to play this before. This line right here, this whole thing resonates with me so well because when I was in high school, I started out in sports. I was a football player and a wrestler. And then when I was right before my junior year over the summer, I got my ankle snapped. So I went from being a varsity wrestler who almost lettered to being a musician that was also varsity, but nobody cared because it's music. So I went from being sports to music or vocal and band. So this resonates with me though because every sporting event that I didn't have to go to, I wouldn't be at. And I would be at home with my other, I guess you'd say, goth friends, just ignoring it. So this this is something I used to do. Methinks a certain person, someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm and sad beneath the cool fog beneath my severed feet. The topic I choose is books, novels, comics, fiction, or non. Reading is the only real escape from the inescapable horror of life, the escape into your own mind. A groan rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine, based on that response. They were much more enthusiastic about drinking. Considering the situation we're in, it seems an appropriate time to ask you. What's your desert island book? The one book you'd bring with you if you were, well, on an island like this. Oh, and it has to be classic horror. For reasons that should be obvious. She means because this is an island of horror villains. And also those books are all in the public domain. Nothing too modern. Humanity has really gotten soft these past 100 years. So what's your favorite? So, I'm going to go through these again. Well, again, because I tried to record this like I said before. Out of these, Frankenstein doesn't have an adaptation that really follows the book. Because in Frankenstein, the book, the monster's actually a genius and rivals Frankenstein himself. So it's not, he's like a mindless monster in all the movies. But anyway, I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't like that because, well, without getting too graphic, he does terrible things to women. And that kind of bothers me. Violence like that bothers me a lot. So, hey Drax. What's up, buddy? Drax says hi, guys. Dracula, though, is always... if I could be any monster, I'd be a vampire, hopefully. That way I could live forever, look good while I live forever, and, you know, really just to hang out by myself, so, Dracula. Dracula is one classic that's still scary. To be seduced by some beautiful stranger only to learn that later on they're an immoral villain. It's downright thrilling? Well, I guess, but I was going to say that despite the deviant behavior of Dracula and the threat of possible danger or even death that he poses, you can't help but get turned on by the liberation from the status quo that he represents. Same here. So what if some old doctor says he's a bad boy? You're supposed to reek like garlic and sleep alone? Who did they think would buy into that? If you're going to be trapped in the nightmare that is the undead life eternal, which I know a little something about, you could do a lot worse than the great clothes, a castle, and a lover who doesn't take shit from anyone. The scariest part of Dracula is thinking that no one will ever be quite as interesting to make love to as a vampire. Enough about these old stories that belong to someone else. I think it's time we make up some new stories of our own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her half-mask covered eye. Might I suggest something a little naughty? Let's get in a circle and spin this bad boy. Oh, Trickster. Great idea! Trickster, isn't it a little late to introduce a new character? I thought I was the only one who gets to make the rules. So, not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Well, hello, and who is this new fan in the waiting? Beat it, hack. I don't know, what's the harm in inviting one more person to join the circle for our game? Oh, I can't stay. I was just saying it's a great idea while also teasing the secret Trickster ending. I've got much, much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodaloo. It's my Trickster voice, how you like it. The rules are simple. First you spin, then you swap. Spit, that is. Well, let's be clear, this ain't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All makeouts are happening out of the view in the public. Real romantic-like. Yes, romance is the goal. So we'll all be waiting in complete silence trying to listen in and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar, but not watching. Like adults. Romantic, well-adjusted adults. Okay, I'm up. Grip the bottle in your hand. Alright. So, I know this part I can mess up, so we're going to save it here just in case. Alright, I know how to do this. It wants me to stop it on the thing. Ah! Huntress, okay. No! Okay. This is why we do this, guys. It's not that I just want Spirit, it's that I don't want Trapper. Sorry, we're gonna do this a couple times, guys. Spirit? Alright. Huntress, okay. Yeah, Trapper. Huntress. Wraith. Oh, Huntress again. I'm gonna do it over again, because I'm trying to get Spirit, guys. I know that's weird, but this is part of why I had to redo the other. The other is that I also corrupted a file accidentally. Ah! I mean, it's fine. One more time, just to be sure. It's not just that Spirit's totally my type, it's that I'm trying to do a narrative here. No! The game skipped there. You see that? There we go. Got it. Spirit's your true match. Yes. Ooh. Just this morning, you were waking up on a strange beach surrounded by strangers with a murderous intent. Now you're looking across a beach towel at Spirit, lust in her eyes, sweat glistening on her skin. Your heart races. I'm going to save so I don't mess this up again. You can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Spirit takes you by the hand, and you sit face to face on a private section of the bar. She begins to reach for you, putting her hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way she is. You're sweating on the gross way that you'd sweat in an interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. You don't know what to do. If you try to lock lips in this state, you might gross her out so completely that she'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Spirit, I have some bad news for you. I have something in my teeth, don't I? I think it might be seaweed. I have no idea how long I was in the ocean. No, well maybe, but that's not what I was going to say. It's not happening. Not now, maybe not ever. They think I'm going to make out with some strangers because the bottle told me to. They've got another thing coming, and so do you. Namely a katana into your heart. If you even try to make a move under such absurd circumstances. I wasn't gonna. Yeah, I know. You seem pretty harmless. And it's not all that bad to kiss if I were interested, which I'm not at the moment in time. At this moment in time. Are we going to tell them we kissed? We are. I'm not above lying to get what I want. So that thing about me not being that bad to kiss, was that a lie to get me to play along? If you want to know the truth, figure it out yourself. But don't expect this life to just hand you gifts like me. All I was ever handed was pain and suffering. Treat me well, and I'll return the favor. Otherwise, try a different route and see what happens. I hate to break up such a passionate moment. Though we only assume it was passionate because we never spy on you constantly while you stay on the island. But dinner is being served right away, and we must insist that you join us. We wouldn't want anyone dying of starvation. When there are so many more interesting things to die from. Seems like the next activity is mealtime? How quaint. You were expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic you'd find on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. And oh, great, terrific. It seems like everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh, it's a blow-up bat. That's funny. Oh yeah, Trickster's here. Surprised? Yeah, well, they don't call him Expected Stir. Sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers, and my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there. You're looking good, Doki. Real good. We literally can't let Huntress or Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big. They can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Look at this. We can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think this was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side. The rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal is prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Or, mate's murder. Which you know considering what we've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now? Oh, I'm just sharing facts. I knew you need to murder something to eat as meat, so that's like technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat. Think what I'm thinking? Gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps? I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-downs prints, you know? When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving out this delectable meat. Wow, he's right for a change, because I am with my broadaxe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, he says twain, something. Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat's cooked. No blood. Ugh, you two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough! Grow up! Obviously my gorgeous katana is the only option. Hobbs. The hell it is. Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you like. Please stop, please. I hate it when we fight. Or talk. Or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azeroth. Great, instead of slicing it up, you can club it a second teeth. A second death. I can't read. I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve dinner. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 straight hours. And it doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they'll take even longer cleaning their weapon, all while explaining the value of maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Alright. Ready. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Oh my goodness. It's okay, at least he tried. Little. Sometimes trying a thing takes a lot of effort. Oh, I failed. Here's finally served for real. Sounds especially coming from the mask killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to be really embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean, come on, we're still trying to be mysterious here. Think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight are the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect. At least they're lifting their masks. It's only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, aren't you hungry? Two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it, Doki. Number two is no number two. One less thing to worry about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of disembodied body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse, they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? I'm sorry. Actually, it's not the food or the company. I'm just super self-conscious about how I look when I eat. I was just pretending to be grossed out by dinner so I'd have an excuse not to chew in front of everyone. Sorry if that made things awkward. I'm actually extremely hungry. Yeah, watching people eat is gross. But try to relax and not worry what everyone thinks. It's so important to always remember people are watching you, judging you. Definitely not ignoring you, right guys? Is anyone listening to me? Typically a group includes one, if not more, cannibals staring at you with meat juice dripping from their chins would be quite scary. However, right now you're barely able to keep your head up, let alone get scared and run away. I'm a narrator, not a physician, so please don't take this as medical advice, but I'm pretty sure you need to eat to stay alive. Oh, hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrated to the narrator. The ocean. I just thought about that song. Sorry. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you picked at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. Starting scene's over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague, mysterious. I gotta give it to this ocean character. Had some pretty quality early game storytelling. Oh. What is that? Sorry, that's my phone, guys. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make more choices that I like. You wake up and find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feelings inside me that we're all truly insignificant. The only thing worth pursuing is revenge. I think this is trying to say that we're all. Like, that's a typo. I have to wonder, how can anyone believe anything else? You look out into the darkness of night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness? Found someone special? I used to feel that way, small, unimportant, alone. But lately I'm not so sure. I've started to feel different. I started to actually think that maybe this island is where I might meet someone special. You look at Spirit, who has turned from the ocean to look at you while you speak on this topic she's clearly so passionate about. A friend? Perhaps something more? I don't know what this island has planned for me. Ha! A friend? Friends are just cowards who seek comfort in others and numbers. I had friends once, before I was chopped into a bunch of pieces by my father. Friends are what's keeping me held together. I'm a floating cloud of rage. I'm so dumb, trying to please everyone, be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself. Now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose. My destiny. The purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, this might sound a bit silly, but she looks at you to see if there's anyone else on the beach. She looks around. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. That sounds badass. Right? But I couldn't let it out. I didn't let it out, and then I, chop. Now that dragon's pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside of you, stranger? One second, guys. I'd have to kill a dragon. I'd kill it to have a dragon. Maybe not the best choice of words. I mean, a dragon sounds awesome. Honestly, though, I don't feel like I've got anything inside of me at all. Just darkness. Never-ending darkness. I thought Spirit was the biggest goth on the island until you arrived. Perhaps I could light a torch through that darkness. Just as things are heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new dangers popped up on this strange island. only to find Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, with their waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sick? No time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, go, go! Once everyone is gathered in the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means we're behind on time for evening activities. Only have time for one person to share a spooky story. A special spooky nighttime story. That's one story, but story time is my favorite activity. It's a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How do we decide who? Oh, great. We have to decide as a group? That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry, everyone. I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole scheduling thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before. Even though it's taking some pressure off me. Which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously? Has anything here ever happened on schedule, even once? Damn it, Donald, if you try to flex that authority gimmick on me one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off, and then I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. Fuss and muss are back on! You know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody name any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. we still got to get started on story time. So, who do you think should go? Ah, damn it, that's a name. Please pick somebody quickly so the tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. There we go, Spirit. I choose you, Spirit. Well, this entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will you? Really? You want to hear from me? Spirit huffs dramatically and rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with scary stuff. Seriously disturbing, even to me, and I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out once with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. If everyone is going to chit-chat, I guess I could just sit down. And Huntress's eyes go red behind her mask, and both Trapper and Wraith take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting, and what's worth fighting, and when it's not. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, so now I'm going to tell the story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice that the Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. I don't know where I saw blue from. Excuse me. Detective Hoda, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she had ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. But how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box, strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered? Built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just appear? A mystery, as if conjured by magic. But it was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look face to face with each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element.
Help me, cried someone inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now it was if every detective in the city was there, looking at this strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners, or seams. It was completely solid, and much too heavy to move by hand. So that is, except for a single small slit. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit. Just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of a prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened. I woke up and there I was. I'm so scared. Please help me, cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hoda comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. And as the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddling on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hotta was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her like it never had before. Don't let me die in here, the man begged. Don't let me die alone. Stay calm, instructed Detective Hotta. You're not alone, I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story. Looking through the narrowest of passageways, Detective Hotta watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of the strange, sad prisoner. Together they both wept in silence in the hopelessness of the moment. Promise? Asked the man. Promise that I'm not alone? Yes, she promised. I do. A simple pledge and she felt an instant connection like she'd never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages she'd worked so hard to free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hotta, for she knew he would return. And he did, pressing his lips to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box. Repeating his question again, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, Promise? Promise that I'm not alone? Yes, she promised, I do. And pressing her palms against the cold outside of the box, without truly knowing why, Detective Hotta leaned forward and placed her own lips up to the opening, letting her breath creep into the strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on the man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in his brief contact the beating of her heart. The pulsing blood through every inch of her body matched beat for beat in his soft touch. Thank you, said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. Get back, yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hotta and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by a cacophony of whirring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled on the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hotta gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed, puddled in rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. That's when her eyes landed on the man. Or at least landed on what should have been him. There, in the corner of the box, was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost, pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hotta had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. Atop that pile, a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire up at the sky, anywhere but Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual? She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss. Too much detail, and now no one is sure how to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. The game was supposed to be a light-hearted romp. Please, I said do something! I'm gonna hug her. She looks like she's gonna cry. You stand without saying anything, approach Spirit, reaching your arms around her for a hug. Her robe, hovering in the air, begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like being hugged back, but also like being tied up. Certainly not what you expected. Instinctually, you'll pull yourself away, but it's an awkward movement, and nearly fall over into the fire. Spirit says nothing, and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You, meanwhile, realize everyone has just watched this truly strange interaction from the corners of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. It's nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up. And he's blaring his latest song.
Hey, baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you?
He doesn't wait for an answer.
I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special, something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I'm the ultimate catch on this island, the only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby.
That actually took a lot of my voice. I'm sorry, guys. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. This fog follows me around. I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day. Even when you're a narrator. You're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Dipping in hot tubs with Spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. I want to swim away, but don't know how. Sorry. You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean to the pool, you're pretty sure your killer companion can handle it. I just want to be totally clear, even though that story bore some similarities in my life. It was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, not any otherically. I believe you completely. Sure, you were cut to pieces in your life, and so was the person in the story. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island, trapped, one might say, in the most puzzling place. Also a completely regular coincidence. And Cher's lips were blue, just your lips are blue. Really? You'd call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find... Revenge? Okay, so the similarity stopped there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins. Or, well, maybe it is coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You gotta figure that with that many sharp edges, a person's bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbing about it. I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep when I was just a little girl. Years before my father sunk this blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it. It's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe me? Who says I believe anything? For that matter, who even cares what I think? Our beliefs are our business, no one else's. Well, I'll be. That's a strong take. You've got to cultivate your own garden. I just admire you. You're not offering up your thoughts or opinions simply to feed curiosity of others like some of the more desperate residents of our little paradise. Good for you, I say. Now you've got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything. Don't I already know the answer to my own question about if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa. Now here's something. Here's food for thought. In Disney Pixar's Cars, do cars have car insurance or life insurance? That's something I've been wondering since I was a kid. Wondering. Ocean here got me tripping. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box. If you believe that she's a... Damn it, you got me going again. Unfortunately, before you can follow this conundrum to what will surely be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain someone standing before you with a fresh towel ready to dry you off. Sorry, kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped in a fresh, clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. You watch as Spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you're watching her at first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs a towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story and the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar creepy smile stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. You must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable or die trying. They hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease? Let's try to keep the volume to a minimum. I know the guests aren't the types you want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready. Away we go. Let's try to relax, look to the fire. Radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine and decide that you might be adjusted to the dial and fix it. We might adjust the dial and fix it. See what's on this station.
Let's talk about our community. For us, it means two major things. First of all, the community is you out there. It's you and everybody else either playing the game.
Oh, I can listen more too. It's kind of cool, right? No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask if one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What? Even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. Oh, she's giving me her comb. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I want it back, though. And if you lose it, well... Will you get your revenge on me? If it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy, except... Maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky by now. By now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one's still undeniably odd.
The human body is made of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. Even amnesiac video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much of it as you like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think don't see what you're up to. Actually, that's true. So, I can't remember exactly what it was I saw, but basically, I read and watched an article. I read an article and watched a video about a woman who drank 5 gallons of water, and that killed her because what it did was it swelled her brain up so much. So that's the reason why water. Yeah. Anyway, drinking way too much water. Yeah, you know. You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Trapper sitting behind you, sketching a portrait. Oh, you're awake. I saw you with Spirit right before bedtime. You should know they're not what they seem. Not like me, who's obviously competing and completely honest and trustworthy. Was checking out to make sure we're sleeping near one of my... Actually, never mind. Just be careful where you sit. Since I'm here, I'd like to share 2 things with you. 1, I do not take rejection well. 2, first thing is very important to remember. Were you drawing me? Trapper doesn't answer. You aren't drawing stink lines radiating out from me, are you? Still nothing from Trapper. Look, I'm not an easy guy to get along with, but I am an easy guy to spend time with. That will make sense if you choose to spend time with me tomorrow. The rest of the scum lives like rats. They wouldn't know what a good time was if it bit them on the ass. If I bit them on the ass, excuse me. I mean that literally. Point is, if you select me for a day of luxury, extravagance, and fun. Yes, I said fun. And if I don't pick you, remember what I said earlier, or it might be the last thing you ever forget. But hey, you look tired. Get some rest, sleep. Maybe even sleep well if you can. Just try not to roll over about 15 feet to your left. Finally alone. For real this time, maybe you drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Hey, we did it! Wait a second, where are we? This isn't... Oh, jeez. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to the camera. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat an all-organic diet of raw deer, a bear, and human, and I'm as fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on a huge part of this thing called life. There's always time to turn things around. Like that one time I spent a day and night searching for food in vain. Only to return to my cabin, spent and starving, to find a family of squirrels nesting in my chimney. They were delicious. Look, I'm always full of rage. The key to knowing how to control your rage is so you can use it. The key to knowing how to control your rage so you can use it. The key is, excuse me. I am a master of self-control, and right now I'm using all the self-control I can to muster because today was a disaster. Let's just say I didn't love it. That was funny. Laugh. I said laugh, damn it. Anyway, I'm planning to kill this idiot. Don't tell them, though. I want to lead them on a little more. It'll make that much better for me. Make it that much better for me when they're screaming. I don't really care. This island's full of people who don't like me, so what's one more? I don't want to get distracted from my plans anyways. I know that everyone thinks of me as a beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I didn't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, those are a choice, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm gonna get bloody revenge on